years, they pulled together all of the small single huts that acted as schoolrooms and formed a school, and now they're up to a school of 700 children. They started from the first grade and began to move up. They're now, last year when I was there, they were in 11th grade, and the 12th graders had to travel 50, 60 miles to, I think it's La Vallée, to go to high school. But in January of 2000, the Peasant Association of Fandwa announced the University of Fandwa. They now have moved the children, and basically the theme is we are tired of our children going to Port-au-Prince for higher education and never coming back. So they have a Department of Agronomy. That's one classroom, but it's still the Department of Agronomy.
That's right.
The Department of Veterinary Medicine, that's 2 classrooms. And I think they have negotiated with the country of Cuba. And I think they have a Cuban professor for each one of those. And they have an African American who teaches business, the third element of the school. In their work in that area in Fandwa, they began to work and organize with other rural communities and other peasant associations like theirs, which led to the creation of Fankose. Fankose is the Bank of the Poor, as they call it. And basically, Fankose was set up in 1994, has $4.8 million in savings, has made $2.4 million in loans outstanding. That's 25,000 active borrowers, 96% women. The emphasis is co-op development. They basically ask them to come in groups of 5 and organize their business on a co-op fashion, and that's one of the loan guidelines that Fankose uses. Basically, how Fankose raises money is they go around the world, and much of it from the United States, and ask people to make their investment. This is an investment, not a donation. They have committed, and over the last few years, there's been a 3% return on investment. So this is a real business, a micro bank, focused on the rural poor. I think right now they're up to 20 branches throughout rural Haiti. And later on we can discuss, oh, by the way, I had one of my old versions over here. For those who came late, probably got the old version. There's a new phone number, so just peek over to someone who has the new brochure that they sent me last week and just copy the new phone number down, but the email address is the same. So we can talk later about, as we as the Haitian Support Project move forward, we're going to need friends and helps and what they call in business channels of distribution of what we do and what we decide to do. And maybe Fankose or several organizations like that we could work up joint ventures with them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amici. And this is a great example of what can be done to the positive side, and a way in which human and intellectual capital from the United States has assisted people in rural Haiti to simply amalgamate and unify their own resources and create a channel for investment back in their own community. So congratulations on that work, Mtimishi, and we look forward to hearing more and learning more about it. At this time, I want to recognize Londell McMillan, who is a lawyer in New York with the Artists Empowerment Coalition, doing a lot of very interesting work. Started his career as a corporate lawyer. Of note, has been well recognized as one of the most respected entertainment lawyers, who is now looking to new ways to get involved in reinvesting in his own home borough of Brooklyn. Londell McMillan.
morning.
Good morning.
Everybody's okay? First, I want to just thank everyone for being here. Thank the Haiti Support Project. Thank you all. It's been a wonderful trip, and we had some fun. Everybody had fun? It's real deep in here. We're going to just lighten the load just a tad bit, and I'll be brief because it's been so much. Because one of the things that I found, and before I can even speak, I just want to pay my respect and my love to my queen mother and teacher, Adelaide Sanford, who's here. And Rob Daniels, who's my mentor and brother, and everybody here, and Cassandra. I'm just privileged to be here. And I wish there were more young people in the room. Because part of what we need to talk about in terms of building relationships in business and building Haiti is how do we connect the struggle and create an intergenerational approach to building institutions and a legacy. I was asked to speak probably because I am one of the, foremost entertainment lawyers, and I am one of the co-founders of the Artist Empowerment Coalition, where some of my partners and clients from Prince and Stevie Wonder and Roberta Flack and some of the largest hip-hop artists throughout the world are my clients, and even the wonderful Wyclef Jean, who is someone who I counsel on various business matters from time to time, who is not a client but a great friend. We are all in a circle and an influencing place in America and throughout the world because of the art form that we create. Haiti is a wonderful and creative place. So clearly, in terms of how do we talk about building Haiti, we should be talking about how the creative elements of what God gave us as a people should be used to empower the people, to entertain the people, and to educate the people. But in order to do that, we have to understand business and ownership and how we have to own what it is that we create. So I know that's what Ron wanted me to talk about, but I'm compelled to kind of move it so that I can be brief, succinct, because there's so many people here with much more knowledge and information than I have to talk about the specifics of Haiti. But as a business lawyer, which is my foremost training, I think it's so important to kind of show the interrelationship between entertainment and creativity and in business. And my clients, they often come to me, I listen very well, and I was hoping I could actually speak towards the end because I'm kind of the younger one on the panel because I like to listen first. But one of the things that we talk about is in any business, particularly for people when we're in a struggle, and in anything we do, doesn't matter what the government is, doesn't matter what the industry is, we have to have a principle-centered perspective to our core values and how we manage and how we lead. It doesn't matter what it is. What is going to be at the core of how we make decisions? And who are we going to prop up to be our honest brokers in what we do? We're on this trip because we believed in certain individuals. We want to make sure that those brokers continue to operate in principle, not with emotion. So one of the rules in the arts of what I do is that we believe in creativity, we believe in emotion and passion in the arts, and we believe in no rules and no laws in the arts. However, when we move to the business, the principle-centered perspective only shares creativity with the other set of principles. We don't believe in emotion in business. We don't believe in emotion in business. And as a people, my brothers and sisters, as your son, as someone who's standing on the shoulders of so many, it's been the emotions and our inability to manage the emotions of the plans that we've created that has often caused us to miss our mark. So in creativity, we believe in motion, we believe in passion, we believe in all of the expressions of the spirit. But in business, we put them in its place. We don't believe in emotion in business. We got to focus, because emotion will move you off your plan. We talked a lot about the plan, but can we talk about how do we manage those emotions? Now, with that said, that's my general spiel in my offering of my advice. And I say it from the heart because it's very, very emotional. Because we're not dealing with the business yet. We're dealing with the struggle of a people. We're here supposed to commemorate and celebrate 200 years of freedom. The wonderful fight for control, ownership, and liberation. But in 200 years, where are we? It saddens me to hear you, brothers, speak the way you spoke. But it's true. It saddens me. We're not happy about it. 200 years, we can't do business like this. Right. Now, moving from emotion, let's get to business real quick. I have a checklist. And I said in business, we don't talk about emotions. We get down to business. I want to speak to all the brothers and sisters in the audience because in order to invest in Haiti and to invest, we have to invest business. We have to have businesses of our own.
Right.
In order to connect with the brothers and sisters here, we have to be able to offer something.
That's right.
So in offering something, I have a 13-point checklist, which I hope that some of you can take down some of these notes. They're very succinct, and then I'll take my seat. When I meet with clients, we go over a list of objectives. Because it's very essential for us to kind of target what it is that we want to do and what our expectations are so that we can manage them and be accountable to them. Otherwise, we're again dealing with emotions. And it's very difficult to manage emotions. So the first issue that we talk about is what is the nature and the value of the goods and services that we're offering in any business? What is it that we're bringing to the table? What is it that we seek to produce? What is it that we seek to market? What are the products and services that we want to bring to bear? What are our individual what are our individual skills and advantages to entering into these businesses? Some of us, we may know of great ideas because ideas rule the world, but we may not be best suited for the specific business that we have an idea about. So what is it that we're going to do, and how are we going to use our skills and advantages to enter into those businesses? It's like Queen Mother would say to me, it's not always about the form, sometimes it's about the functionality. It's not always about the faith, even though that's key, primary, but it's about the functionality. Which ones of us are best functionable for a specific type of a business? Third, what is the economic and political legal climate? We talked about that a lot, so I won't speak on that. But we have to have a stable government. You have to have a reasonable expectations of laws, of government, so you can operate. Because although we're here passionate about Haiti, a business and investor, they have options. So they're probably going to be less likely to invest in an unstable region where they can lose hundreds of thousands, if not millions or billions of dollars when they can go to another nation of people of African descent and get a higher return on their investment. So if we can deal with that issue, what is the economic and political legal climate? And how our business is going to be capitalized? How are we going to find this money? Public, private partnerships? Are we going to the banks, the international trade organizations? Are we going to seek to do it individually, private? What is the currency valuation in the regions? We talked about it. We just learned about the minimum wage. This is very sad. But what is the currency valuations and the disposable income of the people? Because in order to come up with great ideas about what goods and services that we want to offer in a region, we need to know how much can people afford to pay. And then we need to do some types of a business analysis, cost business analysis of profit and loss on whether or not we'll get a return on investment. Because you can't emotionally, again, go into business or you'll go right out of business. Should we go into the venture alone or with others? Again, that's a question of what's the ownership and how it's going to look and what form of the business it should take. Should it be a sole proprietorship? Should it be a partnership? Should it be a joint venture? Should it be a corporation? Should it be a limited liability corporation, limited liability partnership, or should it be a nonprofit business? All of these things are essential because they determine what is your liability, going to be if there's a disaster, and it also determines the tax treatment of your goods and services. How are you going to be taxed here? How are you going to be taxed wherever your home business is headquartered? All of those factors have to be looked at real quick. That's the 7th point. 8. That's it? Okay, you guys are paying attention. God bless you. 1 is, what is the nature and value of the goods and services? 2, what are one's skills and advantages to entering into the business? 3, what is the economic and political legal climate? 4, how will your business be capitalized? 5, what are currency valuations in the disposable income of the people that you're dealing with? 6, should you go into the venture alone, and what form of business should it take? Okay, 7, what are the tax benefits and consequences? Some, I'm not sure here if there are offshore tax benefits here, but that needs to be looked at. For example, in Nassau, that's one of the things that they speak very proudly of. There are no taxes there. So one of the biggest industries there, obviously, is what? Banking. Okay, banking. We were in Puerto Rico, and interestingly enough, to find out, I thought one of their biggest industries would be tourism, but it's not. Does anyone know what Puerto Rico's largest? Pharmaceuticals. Lawful drugs. 8.
Watch yourself. Watch yourself.
And interestingly enough, they put all types of different kind of artwork, and other companies put their brands on the drugs that are made actually in Puerto Rico. So I just thought it was very interesting. 8 or 7? 8. Okay. 8. Okay, let me just run through them. We're going to just renumber them later. We're on 8? 8, okay. 8. How do you approach the issue of sharing the profits and the equity in the business? You have to give some considerable thought to that early in the process, so that you don't have a group of people who are all putting in their sweat equity, their financial investments, and then later on down the road, you know, these things are not thought out. You can do it early up front, or you can do it in the form of some kind of stock options if XYZ happens. That's something you have to really deal with. What will the equity partners receive from it? And if you go back to the first thing I talked about, it was principle-centered management. How will the people benefit from it? Okay. 9, how to manage and market the venture, the business. Inside, you need your officers. Who's going to be the president, vice president, and so forth. How the policies and procedures will work. Who's going to be on your board of directors. That's inside. Outside, who are your attorneys going to be? Who are your accountants going to be? Who are your vendors are going to be? And I use that in the plural sense, because sometimes people get one person and they put too much on one person. And when you're building a real big business, one person cannot handle it alone. That person may be your honest broker to a broader range and network of service providers, but that one person cannot handle it alone. Some of my closest clients, who I would love to make sure they wouldn't have any other lawyer or any other accountant or any other business associate, I can't in good conscience go to them and say, I am the be-all and end-all. We can't do business that way. We have to go out and find others to make these realities happen. But I'm the honest broker, so be an honest broker, because your word is your bond, especially if you're in the service business. 10, I guess I put that up front before, principle-centered responsibilities of business. You have to invest in the people, and then the people will invest in you. We talked about it at the intergenerational conference with Brother Hakeem Adabudi. I believe most in any law, the law of the harvest. Whatever you plant, whatever you sow, you shall reap, and it will come back. You plant a seed, it will come up, and it will grow. But you gotta water it, you gotta cultivate it. So principle-centered responsibilities. 11, asset protection strategies. How do you protect what it is that you've created? How do you put in systems so that if there's something that happens, that you just don't lose it all? What happens if you run out of cash? You have to make sure that the deals you make will not allow someone to just come in and take your business, okay? Or take you out, or take your team out. You have to always make sure that you protect. And then finally, what is the exit strategy? Many in our community believe we should never sell businesses. People criticize Brother Bob Johnson for a number of things, but one of those things included the fact that he sold his company. Some criticize others who have black-owned institutions for selling large shares of their company. Well, to sell a business is not necessarily a bad idea, because again, we're not operating from a place of emotion. Okay, you sell a business to get a significant return on your investment so that you could possibly reinvest in other businesses or other institutions or things that make us great as a people. So when you're coming from an emotional space, you want to say, well, we have these businesses. But when you're coming from a business place, you're always looking at how to maximize value. I've said enough. You guys have been great with your time. Thank you and God bless.
Hey, no. Let's give him a big hand. We can certainly see why he has been not only successful, but helps other people organize themselves to be successful. Thank you very much for a wonderful presentation and an insightful presentation. We want to now at this time recognize Leonard Dunstan. Leonard has done many, many things. Most notably, I think, 12 years as the Commissioner of the New York State Division for Youth, now the Office of Children and Family Services. He has served 3 New York City mayors, 2 governors, also Governor Hunt in his native state of North Carolina. He is the President Emeritus of the National Association of Black Social Workers, Lenny Dunstan.
Thank you, Brother Mario. Hotep. Before I speak, it's in the African tradition that I ask Queen Mother Sanford if I may speak. Thank you, Queen Mother. First of all, I want you to know that this will be the KISS principle. Keep it simple, stupid. So I'm not going to bore you. I'm not a business person, so I'm going to make sure that my remarks reflect what little bit I think would be helpful to pushing this process forward. Before I go forward, for those who are members of the National Association of Black Social Workers who are with this cruise, for those who are current paid members, and then our extended family members such as Haiki, Susan, Rose, Hank, Malika, and Queen Mother and Sister, I think she's here, yes, Cassandra. Would you just stand for one moment with me in solidarity? Before you sit, it's important that I do this. This has been a very emotional journey for all of us, but it's been most taxing and very difficult for the brother and sister who conceived this dream, this visionary, historic occasion for those of us of African ancestry. We all may have our own political and philosophical views, but he got us here, she got us here. And I think we just need to stand and give Queen Sister Mary Frances and my brother Dr. Ron Family a warm hug, round of applause for being the Tucson Libertines of our time and the family leaders of our time. A long day. Thank you very much. As you can see, I'm very, very, very emotional about what's happened with us as African people and what has happened to us as African Haitians. So I won't get into that because that's not why I'm here. Let me keep it simple as I said earlier. First, for 29 years, the National Association of Black Social Workers have held an international conference throughout the African diaspora. We either meet on the continent one year, and the next year we meet in the Caribbean. This year we were in the Gambia and Senegal. Last year we were in Cuba. What I'd like to propose in response to the tourism question that was posed by the Queen that was here earlier is that we as Africans who head or are members of national organizations, I hate to use that word Greek, but because I'm not of that ilk, so you have to forgive me, but the sororities and fraternities who happen to have their national conferences or may go on international tours, that we collectively, in the spirit of Ujima and Ujamaa, determine how we can best, through the Haiti Support Project, I want to reemphasize that, not as individual organizations, but under the auspices of the Haiti Support Project, determine how we can have an international collective conference in Haiti. And let Ron and the Council of Elders, which Queen Mother Adelaide Sanford has so accurately suggested be a part of Ron's administrative structure, let them determine what our marching orders to be. That is all that this simple, humble brother from North Carolina wants to propose to you, brothers and sisters, today. Ashe. And I thank you.
Where did, is Bob? Okay, Bob Dale. Bob is well known as an advertising and public relations executive in Chicago with R.J. Dale Advertising and Public Relations, also active with the Institute of Positive Education. Bob Dale.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Ryan, for putting all this together.
Yes.
And I'm real honored to be on this panel. Very distinguished panel. I'm just proud to be a part of it.
All right.
What we do at R.J. Dale Advertising and Public Relations is called marketing communications. And that's what I want to speak about briefly today, because most of what I'm hearing gets back to what I call a marketing problem for Haiti. I want to speak briefly about brand Haiti. Brand Haiti. I just want to ask the audience a question. I just want you to answer to yourself. When you think of Haiti, what do you think? What's the first thing that comes into your mind?
Poverty.
Wait a minute. Keep it to yourself, please. Keep it to yourself.
I'm sorry, I don't
Keep
understand.
it to yourself. When you think of Jamaica, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? When you think of New Orleans, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? It's pretty clear where I'm going with this. Haiti has a severe brand image problem. And that must be overcome before you can seriously entertain massive investment. The other piece of that, I believe, is education. To me, all roads, all paths lead back to education, and that is a proper education. You know, when you talk about why black folks behave the way we do, you can usually trace it back once you clear out all the BS, back to what's been put in our minds. And I asked the question of a couple of people on the trip, well, what are they fighting about? The country is, as the sister said, bankrupt. They're poverty stricken. What are they fighting about? It's got to be an affair of the mind. So I think that the proper education of the people, I understand that the illiteracy rate is somewhere around 50%. I'm not 50%. I had an interesting thing happen to me yesterday, and I want to just take a moment to share it with you. I was trying to get into Malo in Cape Haitian, and we got, thanks to a brother here by the name of Kwame. I don't know if he's in the room today, but he had made arrangements out of Philadelphia to take about 7 people into Cape Haitian and Milo, and interact with some folks there. And me and my wife, Kathy, got invited. And so we were filling out our papers in the little office at Labadee. And we got in the trucks. We were all set to go. And what Kwame had arranged was that they were going to take us for free, and we were going to give them a generous tip. Not defined, but a generous tip. But after we got in the trucks, the driver said, well, we're not with that deal. We want $25 per person. It was 7 of us. And so we said, well, we're not with that deal. So we offered $15. And the brother turned it down. Now I'm scratching my head. I didn't know at the time that the minimum wage was $2 a day. Help me out on this. Minimum wage is $2 a day, and this brother is turning down $140 for about 3 hours work. He didn't do the proper analysis, the proper assessment of the financial opportunity before him. And that just made me think, well, I'm beginning to understand now what some of the problem might be. But that's on the education thing. But let me get back to this brand Haiti that I talk about. In my business, perception is reality. What people think is what they believe to be true. And when I think about black folks in America and Haiti, I think what black folks in America think about Haiti is that it is a dangerous place, poverty-stricken, a lot of fighting going on, no reason to go there, there's nowhere to stay, you might get shot. I mean, that's right or wrong, that's the image that black Americans and white Americans, because when you talk about tourism, you're talking in terms of America more about white folks than you're about black folks. So when you think about that, then you know that also reaches into the area of investment. Investors want stability, as the attorney said, as the brother and the sister over here said. In the absence of stability, they want a very high return for their investment. That works against Haiti, obviously. Giving up everything to get someone to invest, as Mark mentioned. So it gets back to how do we fix the image of Haiti? And it must be done scientifically, in spite of what's going on there right now. The image has to be fixed externally and internally. The people in Haiti have to come to believe that Haiti is a great, great place to live and to be, and that everyone should want to be there. He talked about getting the people in the rural areas to stay and not go to Port-au-Prince. Well, I'm sure you have probably a bigger problem than that in getting the educated people that leave Haiti for higher education to come back. So, and they won't come back until they truly believe that Haiti is a great place. So, tourism, patriotism is all about brand awareness and brand image. And so basically that's it. I think it starts with some research has to be done. You have to get into the minds of your target audiences. Who is it you want to influence in terms of Haiti? The investment community, the tourist community, you name the community, we call them stakeholders. Then you have to find out who they are, and you have to talk to them. You have to learn what they're thinking about Haiti, what they're feeling about Haiti, what it would take for them to re-engage or engage in Haiti. And if it's a re-engagement, why did they cease to engage in Haiti? It's scientific. It's about quantitative and qualitative research done across whatever countries that you deem to be target countries for engaging with Haiti. And then you have to come up with a plan. I have a friend out of South Carolina that says, if you don't have a plan, then someone has a plan for you. And so in the case of Haiti, Haiti may have a plan. I have not seen evidence of the plan for Haiti. It may have one. If Haiti has a plan, then that plan must be communicated to all of your stakeholders who care about Haiti, who want to be involved with Haiti, or who care about making money and want to make some more money. As the brother said, business is not emotional. It's about what am I going to get. Yeah, I've got $2 or $3, $5 billion, whatever the number may be, to invest. But if I look over here, I can get 10% return, stable environment, basically no risk. If I look at Haiti, I may be looking for 50% return because there's a high likelihood that there'll be another coup, perception again, and my money is going to be lost. So I think that, and I believe that Haiti is very sincere about moving ahead, but I think you're going to have to invest a sizable amount of resources in the development of a marketing communications plan, which will take into account all of the things we're really kind of talking about in here today. I don't know if Haiti has an internet site that's well known and accessible throughout North, South, Central America or not. I don't know that. I don't know if Haiti has a newsletter or newspaper that's widely distributed across America or not. I don't know if Haiti has a television show. You've got cable now in every major market. You can get a program for free. I don't know if Haiti has a cable show in every major market across the country. You can run the same show. You just have to produce it and then distribute it across the country to whoever is your liaison in these different markets and begin to pump the message. If you ask 10 Haitians, tell me about Haiti, I suspect if they didn't know each other, they're from different parts of the country or from Haiti, you would get 10 different answers about Haiti. Haiti needs one answer from everybody saying the same thing in the same way all the time about Haiti. If you say it often enough to enough people, they will believe it. Whether it's true or not, they will believe it. That's what it's about. And if they believe it enough, they will make it reality. We are a great country with great natural resources, hard-working labor force, dedicated, whatever you decide you want to be, you can be that. You have to come up with a plan for that. You have to communicate that to all your stakeholders, and then they will believe it. The money will flow. Education will improve internally. Folks will not leave. Those that have left will come back, and it'll be a brighter day for Haiti. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I just want to add this. Before we leave this ship tomorrow, we're going to talk about what we need to do and what we need to be about, because it is very important as we return to the United States. People will ask us for our observations, for our perceptions. Remember, we are here because we care about this relationship long term, not just about 1 week of engagement and a good time. And what we're going to try to do before we leave this ship is to provide, apropos to what this brother has shared with us, a consistent message that we need to carry back to the communities from where we've come. A consistent message about what the future of Haiti needs to be all about. There was some mention of Jamaica. Certainly, it is an example of a nation that has invested a considerable amount of money and resources in creating an image of Jamaica in the United States, in Latin America, in Europe, all over the world, that's designed to attract people to the country. And they've done it quite successfully over the last 20, 25 years. The point is that what he shared with us is very important immediately in the short run with respect to how we are going to engage our friends, comrades, associates, partners, and others in the communities where we've come. We have a role to play in presenting an accurate but future-looking image of what Haiti is all about. And so we're going to engage in that, and I certainly thank you for your observations. Our final panelist and presenter is the Reverend Dr. Major Jemison with the Progressive National Baptist Convention, president of the Progressive National Baptist Convention. I want to thank you for joining us, and certainly thank you for all of the work that you all do in Haiti, in the Caribbean, and certainly throughout the diaspora. Reverend Dr. Jemison.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Progressive National Baptist Convention is 43 years old. And for 43 years, we've been engaging in service, fellowship, progress, and peace. Most of you may have an idea as to the legacy of our convention, given the fact that the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the Reverend Otis Moss, the Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth, and others who are very prominent figures during the civil rights movement are members, or were members of Progressive National Baptist Convention. We are a grassroots convention. Professionally and personally for me, the agenda is always the least, the last, the lost, the left out, and the disenfranchised. We have been on the ground in Haiti for a number of years, working with approximately 171 churches in Haiti. And I am fortunate today to have with me our missions director who oversees our work in Haiti and can tell you in explicit details what it is that we do and how we get the work done. Our brother sitting next to me talked about investing in people and expecting a return on your investment. We've been doing that sort of thing in Haiti for a long time with no publicity, no accolades, but we've been getting the job done. And so I'm going to ask the Reverend Dr. Justice Reeves and the Reverend Dr. Tyrone Pitts if they would come and join me here right now as we talk a little bit with you about what we are doing in Haiti in explicit terms.
Tyrone's my boss, so I'm going to give it to my boss. I know who signs the check. Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to greet you on behalf of pastors in rural villages in more than 40 Haitian communities. I want to greet you from teachers and students in 48 schools, where 15,000 students are educated and given a meal every day. I want to greet you from rural villages, where the only physician that is seen is a physician provided by us on a consistent basis. 3 clinics that operate water resource projects that provides well, and now we've learned how to irrigate water, which is a whole process of tapping water from the mountain, bringing it to a collective system where the water is purified by using charcoal processors and then rechlorinated, and then after 24 hours you can drink it and it tastes better than water in Washington, D.C. Our commitment to Haiti is to invest in the human capital. We are non-for-profit, we are religious, so we go with the Bible, we go with a book, and we go to empower and equip people so that they can live as productive citizens. We focus on the body, the mind, and the spirit, because it is only by being whole that people can make viable contributions to a community. I could talk more about what we do, in terms of just projects. I think the brother talked about coming from St. Mark. Last year, we completed a 21-room school building in St. Mark. Our church is right on the road in St. Mark. St. Mark was the first place I went to in Haiti. I love St. Mark. Pastor Poudon is there at Shiloh Baptist. And so you know what I'm talking about. But we work in our community. It was my first encounter with Haiti. And we discovered that if we put a church, we had to put a well. because it was not enough for the people to come and worship. They needed water to wash their clothes, and water to drink, and water to cook with. And that school almost got burned like your place, but the people in the neighborhood rose up and said, you're not going to mess with this. And the school stands today. We also run an orphanage in Quadribuque. The orphanage today has over 100 children waiting to be brought in. With the last storm that devastated so many, Pastor Duodani was at our meeting in Houston a few weeks ago, and he said to us, we need more space. And I said, not more money. He said, yes, that too. Because when the kids are 13, we have to let them go from the orphanage. And lastly, I just said, no, we're not going to let any more kids leave this orphanage and go in the streets and end up being prostitutes or whatever else. So we're moving to another level. We are going to be building an empowerment center at the orphanage. When the children get to 13, along with their academic work, they will learn plumbing, they will learn how to be electricians, they will learn how to operate computers, and some of them will learn how to sew. And when they have grown up and graduated, we will give them a little bit of money so that they can go out and start micro enterprises, small businesses. I've seen this work because it works in Ghana. I've seen it work because it works in Kenya. And we're going to duplicate some of our experiences we work in 21 countries. Some of the experiences we've learned, and bring those experiences to bear in Haiti. Lastly, I am from Liberia. And Haiti and Liberia have two unique things that work together. One is that Haiti paved the way for all of us to understand what it means to be free. They took on France, which was a world power, and they beat them. No matter what happened after that, the truth is they beat them. African Americans from the South predominantly, fed up with Jim Crow, decided to go back to Africa. Now people have made it to seem like we are terrible folks in Liberia. We're not. But here's the connection. The motivation for those people that went back to Africa to start Liberia started with what they saw in Haiti. And because of that, Haiti is my second country. We go to Haiti twice a year. And so I love Haiti. I've stayed with the kids in Quadribuque. I spend the night in villages in Bois Blanc, in La Haiti, in Sete Soleil. And so I know the people and I feel what they feel. And I love Haiti. If you've never been on the ground, Haiti is not bad. We are going next February. And we're going to spend 14 days. And the hope this time is we carry people who are interested in using their hands to build, so that when we leave, we will have at least the first part of the training center developed with people using their hands. Bring your sleeping bag and talk to me, because we'll stay at the orphanage in sleeping bags and work for 2 weeks, and then we'll come to a beautiful beach and swim and then come back home. Thank you very much.
I just have a few words to say. I would like to talk to you about our convention from not only the Haitian perspective, but a wider perspective. We are a convention of the diaspora. In 1990, we decided intentionally that we would move beyond the United States and focus on bringing the diaspora together. And Justice can give you some specifics in terms of how many churches we have where, but I just wanted to mention this to you to show you that we are interrelated within our ministries, but also within our focus. We believe that the water that divides us is not strong as the blood, but also the color that unites us. And as we move throughout the diaspora, we raise issues of unity and we raise issues of quality and economic justice. We have churches in the United Kingdom, we have churches in Jamaica, we have churches in Haiti, as you know, churches in South Africa, Cameroon, Kenya, Uganda, Cuba. Over 400 churches that are members of the Progressive National Baptist Convention are in Cuba. And the President and I visited Cuba in February of this year, January of this year, where we met with the leadership both in Havana and Santiago. We believe, as a convention, that we, as Dr. Martin Luther King believed, must deal with issues of justice and peace and love throughout the diaspora. And we seek to do that using Haiti as a model. I'm hoping that in the near future, that we may have one of our board meetings in Haiti. We recently had our board meeting in Nassau, Bahamas, because of our link with Haiti. So with that, I just say thank you for the opportunity. And I'd like to.
In closing, let me just offer my thanks and appreciation to Ron for the invitation to come and be a part of this historic gathering. Our theme for next year, we are working with the theme Building Better Bridges for Ministry. And our theme for next year is the Bridge of Partnership. And we certainly would like the partnership with all of you in making life better for those who are the least, the last, the lost, and the left out. Lastly, in January of next year, for the first time in the history of Black Baptists in America, that will be coming together 4 of the major Black Baptist bodies in our country for the first time in history. It gives us a golden opportunity to carve out an agenda for Black America in America. And one of the focus groups that we're going to be putting together has to do with the international relationship of our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. And we want to invite you to come and be a part of that. It just blesses my heart to see all of the talented individuals that I've never met before here this week, and hopefully we'll be able to get their information and make them a part of the discussion that we'll be having in Nashville, January the 22nd through the 25th of January 2005. Thank you, Ron.
Let's give the Progressive National Baptist Convention a big applause. Big applause. Because mostly they are doing real work in Haiti with no fanfare. Not looking for credit, but impacting people. And I think and hope that what the discussion this morning has done is inspired our hopes for the future. Inspired us that there are assets, resources, possibilities. A country with strong people is not poor. A country with history is not poor. A country with allies all over the world is not poor. Maybe some of the people are broke, but that's not poor. So we don't need to use that word in describing Haiti. Ron, how's our time? We got 30 minutes for question and answers, but I want to thank all of the panelists, and then I'll go to you, Lenny, first. But I want to thank all of these panelists for great insight, a lot of thought, and also for prodding us to really see the possibilities about this relationship, because that is what this is about. Lenny?
Yes, it's very brief. Yeah. But I'm at that stage where I'm in the CRS category now, and I wasn't sure whether this happened or not. But I want to make sure, if Haki, did I call your name when I asked all the honorary members to stand? Yes. Okay.
Brother Haki Matabuti, give him a hand for all his work. He is appreciative for all of their work. Let's go to the audience for comments and questions. Let me try to do this. I want to be democratic. We'll go One from this section, first hand I see was yours. Then when I say hands, then you put your hands up. I don't want to miss anybody, brother. You want to go from there? Yeah, just speak nice and loudly.
Yes, I'll be very brief. One thing I would like to suggest is that a response be made to the Haitian brothers that sent letters to us. Yes, I would suggest that a response, an appropriate response be sent to them. Number two, many of the things that was brought about here today, they have been in the pipeline for years. There has been a plan for Haiti from day one. The greatest asset of Haiti is a name, and the name is Toussaint Louverture, and it stands for freedom, equality, and fraternity. We have gone a long way with the first one, freedom, but we need to work harder on equality and fraternity. We need education. We need to educate the elite, the business, that people come first. I don't want to go too long, but Haiti is being controlled by a few families that care less. And we need to educate not only the illiterates, but the literates as well about the need for a social consciousness. What's happened to Haiti? This is a very hard-working people who has been betrayed by an elite, by a lack of leadership. And I'm praying and believing that we shall fight for a better Haiti that begins with education. This is the priority, and all the rest, tourism, agriculture. We are importing sugar. Haiti used to be exporting sugar. We need to feed our people. And the first step, education, agriculture, and so forth. Thank you so much. I know many people are.
Okay. Yes, sir, brother.
I can speak loud enough.
Speak good and loud.
All right. My name is Adam, and I'm the president. I'm the president of an organization, family-owned and operated business since 1969, and we manufacture jewelry for the most part. My statement really was, the gentleman made a statement earlier about having two tracks in Haiti. One was business and one was government, and he said that both tracks would be on two sides of the fence. So I was just wondering, how could it be possible to have business and government on two sides of the track? I found it kind of difficult to actually do business without government being involved.
No, let's say that what we are saying is that we are together in this, but the important thing is that politics has to stay on their track and give us the guidelines as far as business is concerned. But regarding the business community, regarding economics, we have to be able to keep on moving forward without having, let's say, decisions taken 100% for us as far as business is concerned. There are many businesses that have opened in Haiti, and because of politics, they were ruined, or because of politics, they had to close. And that is an impossibility. You know, for example, we have a company that we have over 100 shareholders into it. But we have people from different political parties. And that's how it's supposed to be. That's how we want it. But at the same time, we don't want to be 100% controlled by the ideas of one political party that is coming and putting their hands over us. You know, they have to let us develop the country. They have to help us develop work for the people of Haiti. Because it's through business that we are going to develop work, jobs, etc. And it's through business that it's going to take its essor. I don't know how you say that in English. It's, you know, moving forward, to take off. It's business that is going to push us. But we need the political side to help us manage the thing properly for every Haitian. And that is very important. Because as they say, there is no passion in business decision. You know, we have to go forward as far as business is concerned. But the political side must look at the social items that he is talking about and say that business must look at the social. Business must invest in education. But we need the business also, and we need people to be pioneers with us in order to develop business in Haiti. Business will create jobs. Business will move Haiti forward. And at the same time, we need to have that social part very, very integrated. Now, many people have invested in social, the social part in Haiti. Education, they have invested in health, and right now you have invested in human capital. But for God's sake, we need to develop programs, we need to develop business to absorb those people and make them stay in Haiti. Because we are tired of seeing our children moving away from Haiti and going to America, Canada, and they're becoming great people there. We need them in Haiti, so we have to create the job possibilities right there. So that's why we need you guys to be pioneers with us. I am so happy to see that we are really brothers. Today I understand that.
Thank you very much. Over here. Yes, right back.
First of all, thank you very much to Mary and Rondé for conceiving of cruising into Africa and for carrying it through. I'm glad to be a part of it. Secondly, after listening to the gentleman speak about all the preparations that were made by the vendors starting 2 years ago to make this happen, and they invested their savings, they've lost, how can we as a group help them out?
I have a suggestion. I propose that the Haiti Support Project charter a plane and take as many of this group as possible to Milo on the Labor Day weekend.
Let me say this. I said it yesterday. I want to say it again because I want to answer this question. Please listen. And there's one thing that our dear brother, and I'm going to do this on advice of counsel. Elron McMillan is my lawyer. This afternoon, we have a session from 5 to 8. This is the final session. There will be proposals made in that session about how we address the concerns that were raised, which are legitimate in terms of things. And it was not 2 years. 2 years and 2.5 years was the Haiti Support Project. We're talking about the last few months. But it's nonetheless devastating right, in terms of what happened. So we're going to address that this afternoon between 5 and 8. That's the session in which we talk about how we move ahead, okay? And we're going to have, as Mark Moriel said, we'll have at least an outline, because we're going to issue a communique, which I was working on in between sessions, but can't really get done because everything keeps intervening. So we're going to have a basic outline of points, and I've been taking notes on things. There's a series of initiatives. There's a priority focus that's emerged in terms of what I think is a consensus. We will be presenting that this afternoon, and we'll be asking you to, in fact, help with the repair of the damage that has been done in terms of the decision to change course. We're going to ask you to help us with that this afternoon. So that's when we'll do that. So pass the word so everybody knows that's the place in which we do that. Now let me just say this. We obviously want to find a way to bring people back and do something as soon as possible. I mean, Labor Day weekend is a couple weekends from now. I mean, so that's just we just have to think it through in terms of what we do and when we do it. But the impulse and the spirit is right. We just have to figure out how to do it in terms of business.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Ron. Yes.
This is not earth-shaking or anything. But before we leave, I guess if the staff or somebody will let us know, those of us who may be available in the next year or two to offer skills overseas, where we can send our resume. I'm retired. You know, if I'm provided a house or whatever, I can probably live on my pension. I'm not necessarily asking for a big salary. I don't know who else may be in the same type of situation. And not married yet, so I don't have a husband to say no. Let me know.
Step it up. Yes, brother in the yellow.
I'm happy. You know, I love Haiti. I'm crazy about Haiti. I left Haiti 35 years ago. Then my mother would say, I'll go every year. I used to go twice a year when I drive cab. I love Haiti. But the problem of Haiti is the bourgeoisie. Right. The problem of Haiti is the bourgeoisie. If they treat people like, you know, everybody human, if they love Haiti. Some of them, they live in Haiti, but they stay in Haiti and they live in Florida. Right. That's the problem. Right. You know, which if I know a guy, you bought, see, like, they bought the house in Florida, and they bought the house in Florida and live in Florida. They have 2-3 houses in Florida, and they have business in Haiti. They like they eat in Haiti and drink water in Florida. Right. That's the problem. Right. You know, I say they don't love Haiti that much. Right. This is the problem. If you love Haiti, I remember when I was growing up, people always say you used to go to school like with the elite. I used to go to people from the kids from the elite, you know. But now those elite live in the U.S. Right. And they have big business in the U.S. And Haiti is exploitation us. The problem is the elite. And when they try to treat us like human beings, right, then everything gonna be all right. Right. You know. Thank you very much.
Well, listen, I thank this gentleman very much. Normally I have been labeled MRE. You know what that stands for? Most repugnant elite. That's what they have labeled us. Now, my family has been in business for God knows how long. Now, we have invested in Haiti because of the color of my skin. Believe me, everything in me is Haitian, 100%. But I have always been labeled as a blanc. Blanc means white man. But blanc also in our country means foreigner. Now, it is true that since our independence, since that day, we have been together, the children of the French and the blacks, and also the slaves of Haiti. They have put themselves together to make that wonderful, beautiful revolution that we are all talking about. But we were two groups putting ourselves together to do it and to make it happen. From then on, it is a reality that there has been misunderstanding between one part and another part. The elite part, which is formed of black people and also of mulattoes, but also the people who are drilling on the populist part. Now, it is true that in every society, there are people who are grabbers. I don't care what color you are. That's right. But for God's sake, they are not all grabbers. So please, give all of us a chance, whether we are black, whether we are white. We are Haitian. Yes. And we want to move forward. We want to develop. We want our Haitian friends, our Haitian brothers, to be part of everything depending on their capacity. Please, let's stop this fight. Let's stop about talking this.
I don't mean all of us. All of us. I don't say that. I don't mean that.
Thank you.
I don't mean that. I know some. I I know, like Jean-Dominique. Jean-Dominique was black. He didn't care for the poor.
He was white. Right.
Okay, you know,
He was
he
black.
black.
Yes,
Jean-Dominique
and I know this is going to, yes, no, I know that,
Please. We're gonna get back to the audience in a minute. Let's let our guests respond.
No, I just want to make a very brief comment after what this gentleman had to say. And it is true that we have had problems in Haiti and we still have problems, but the problems are coming also, like he said, from different class of people. But it's true that in Haiti we have had an elitist attitude. And I think that now a lot of people have realized that if they don't change, if they don't adapt themselves to the new trend, they are going to have to not be there. You understand? I think that this is the time for reconciliation also.
Yes.
But reconciliation comes also with acknowledgement. You understand? I mean, in order for people to reconcile, you need to say, acknowledge that in the past, and it is the reality that we have had people in this island, not only in Haiti, in Martinique, in Guadeloupe, in many other countries, in South Africa, you know, having an attitude that was not the attitude that should have been the attitude. Now, I think that what's important is to know the new rules of the game. And if you play by the rules of the game, you're welcome to be inside of the family. And if you think that you're superior and you think that you have something that will make, you know, where you're going to, you know, do the business for you, you know, the family will reject you. But I think that this is time for Haiti, definitely. And you guys have to push for that. It's time for reconciliation because you know what? While we're fighting among Haitians, business is being done there. You know, I told one time, one person, that America is the land of opportunity for a lot of people. But Haiti is a land of opportunity. There are opportunities there, and people are taking advantage of those opportunities, while a lot of people are fighting, not getting along together. So,
thank you. This is what we're going to do. Let's give her a hand. Thank you for the comments. I'm going to take, in the interest of time, and because Ron also has some announcements before we adjourn, it's almost noon. What I want to do is take, I saw this hand, and this hand. I can only take three more comments, unfortunately. There will be time for further conversation with the panelists and on an informal basis, but in the interest of time, let me take 1 minute. I'm watching my watch. 1 minute each, and then we'll bring Ron up for some announcements in terms of what we're going to do next. Yes?
I just have a comment and I can do it in 30 seconds flat. All right. The issues that he brought up, I just want to remind everyone that what gives us this problem with color difference, I'm from Louisiana, so I know. And it's about white supremacy and the idea of white supremacy, okay? We have all been indoctrinated with the idea that white people are supreme to us. White people have been indoctrinated into it, and we have been indoctrinated to it. So we practice our brand of white supremacy by self-hate. Hating ourselves and hating other people, okay? And white people practice it by putting on that mask and saying, well, I know I'm really not supreme, but I gotta keep this game going. So we need to remind ourselves on a daily basis that we need to fight white supremacy, the idea of white supremacy in our minds and our hearts, and uproot that from our psyche and be done with it.
Yes, sir.
I want to point out that this cruise is about Toussaint Louverture. And we certainly recognize that the Haitian Revolution, which was led in great part by Toussaint Louverture, established the first black republic. But also part of the greatness of Toussaint Louverture was that he created the first constitution ever written in which people of all races were equal to be determined by their own abilities.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't think my voice carries that much, so maybe I need the microphone. Okay. I want to say I'm Dr. Parisian. I've been living here. What I want to say is that everything that was said here is totally true about the great social divide and economic divide in Haiti. And to follow on to what Maurice has just said, there was an old generation of elitists in Haiti, the people with the light color and with all the money that had no social conscience. But things are changing, and we have to acknowledge that. There is, the children, our children and our generations have migrated to the United States, to France, to all the great, well-developed countries have acquired an education. And there is a new generation of young businessmen now in Haiti. They have returned and they have invested their talents. And we have formed, you heard about Promo Capital, we have formed a Haitian American investment company of 70 investors. And we are taking risks, and we have put our money out there. And we are members of the board of that association. And this association operates, and we've raised a capital of like over $1 million, well, to start. And we are operating with a social conscience. And we are doing enterprising. We are we're loaning money to people who have projects, community-oriented projects, rebuilding little things. So anyway, that's all I have to say.
Thank you very much. I neglected earlier to recognize this brother who's going to just say one quick word about a medical initiative. Yes, go ahead.
There's one area of endeavor that impacts every one of us in this room and every one of us around the world, either by its presence or its absence. It impacts us on a physical level, it impacts us on an emotional level, and it impacts us from a business point of view. It suffers from, as entertainment does, oftentimes the difficulty in separating the physical and passionate and emotional from the business side. And that's healthcare. I would love to participate in a discussion about sustainable healthcare businesses in Haiti that goes beyond the wonderful charitable work that many do. Physicians and others who go to Haiti and other places around the world that are underserved and donate their time. Those are all wonderful things. But if healthcare is to become the quality that is required to sustain a society, we have to have sustainable business initiatives in healthcare in these areas. And I'd love to participate in a discussion with that.
Good, thank you. Thank you very much. And we'll certainly, let's thank Londell, Lenny, Carl and Faye, M. Tamishi and Bob. Let's give them a big round of applause. Stand up and recognize them. Lionel and Marie from Haiti, let's thank them. The brothers from the Progressive National Baptist Convention, let's thank them. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to our leader, Ron, moderator, Mark Morrell.
We want to let people know that we still have copies of the Reflections book, and there's another one which Jean-Jean Pierre and the others integrated so masterfully into the presentation, the Haiti Sharif presentation. And they're where, Wayne? In the back here? On the other side. Okay, and by the way, the contributions that people have been making as a part of these packages of T-shirts and books and various other things are a part of the resources that we're raising to help do the restitution. So, you know, go and purchase these things because it's a part of a contribution. I also want to say that the book that was referenced by Richard Gillespie is here too. Is it not, Dr. Gillespie? Okay, but you can get it on your website. Okay, well we'll announce that in the larger session this afternoon. We want to let you know that at 1:30 in this room is the Women's Issues Forum. We'll be with Susan Taylor and others facilitating it here in this room at 1:30. We want everybody to go to everything, but certainly the last session is at 5 o'clock this afternoon, from 5 to 8. It may not go that long, but we want to have you come as soon as on time as possible, and maybe we can get out earlier. That will be in Studio B.
The third seat is Sister Adelaide. The third from the end, over here. The first one is Sister Cecilia. The second one is Sister Shani. The third is Sister Adelaide. The fourth is Sister Malika. The fifth is Sister Keisha. Where's Keisha? There she is. The sixth is Sister Delucifer. Okay. The seventh is Sister Rose. The eighth is Sister Cassandra. The ninth is Sister Kathy.
If I don't lift her up, if I don't lift her up, I will fall down. Brother, I want to lift my brother up. He is not heavy. I want to lift my brother up. He is not heavy. I want to lift my brother up. He's not heavy. If I don't lift him up, if I don't lift him up, if I don't lift him up, I will fall down. Lift the people. I want to lift my people up. They are not heavy. I want to lift my people up. They are not heavy. I want to lift my people up. They are not heavy. If I don't lift them up, if I don't lift them up, if I don't lift them up, I will fall down. Beautiful. It's not heavy. I want to lift Haiti up. It is not heavy. If I don't lift her up, if I don't lift her up, if I don't lift her up, I will fall down.
God is in his holy temple. Let all the world be silent before God. Then one of the elders said, "These in white robes, who are they? And where did they come from?" I answered, "Sir, you know." And he said, "These are they who have come out of great tribulation. They have washed their robes in the blood of the Lamb." Just a minute. If the rest of you would come and stand. Just a minute. To the home. They are before the throne of God and serve God day and night in the temple. And he who sits on the throne will spread his tent over them. Never again will they hunger,
Never again will they thirst. The sun will not beat upon them by day, nor any scorching heat. For the Lamb at the center of the throne will be their shepherd. He will lead them to springs of living water, and God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. We gather together to bear witness to the washing away of the tears of African and diasporic women, the tears of the ancients for the birthing of a mighty race, a race with justice in our loins and righteousness in our hearts. And God shall wipe away the tears from their eyes. The tears of the warrior women, Nanaya Asantewa, Fannie Lou Hamer, Marie Jean, and God shall wipe away the tears from their eyes. The tears of the poets and artists, for our voices to be heard, for expressions to be embraced, for our creativity to be celebrated. And God shall wipe away the tears from our eyes. The tears in the darkness of the middle passage, the dark corners of the neighborhood, the dark cells of incarceration, and souls dark with grief. And God shall wipe away the tears from our eyes. The tears of exclusion, marginalization, segregation, classism, sexism, and servitude. The tears of fearing to be anonymous, invisible, alone. And God shall wipe away the tears from our eyes. The tears of our children, the tears of the unborn children, the tears of the stillborn children, the tears of the aborted children, the tears of the barren wombs, the tears of the orphaned children, the abandoned, the disabled, the teased, the hungry, and the homeless. And God shall wipe away the tears from their eyes. The tears of exclusion from education, opportunity, health care, a chance, a very real chance. And God shall wipe away the tears from our eyes. The tears of longing for our men to be free, our sons to be whole, our brothers to rise to their destiny. And God shall wipe away the tears from our eyes. The tears of a love so strong that words fail us. A love so pure we can't deny it. A love so sweet its echo can be heard throughout the universe. And God shall wipe away the tears from our eyes. These are the tears of the women and girls victimized by sexual violence in times of war and times of peace, in the streets and in our homes, from strangers and relatives. And God shall wipe away the tears from our eyes.
All right. All right.
Listen to the tears from the souls of the women whose minds have left them, or whose bodies have been invaded by HIV/AIDS, STDs, cancer, lupus, high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, and fear. And God shall wipe away the tears from our eyes. The tears of our daughters who want to live whole and free, beautiful lives of purpose, power, and integrity. The tears of our daughters who watched our tears and the grandmother's tears and the tears of the witnesses that surround us in the glory realm. The tears of our daughters who carry the jewels of the race in their womb. And God shall wash away their tears from their eyes. And the promise of the word is, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Maya said, it's morning. Hallelujah. It's morning. And so, in the morning, we celebrate the soil of Haiti, where our brothers and sisters' blood is crying from the ground for mercy, crying from the ground for justice, crying from the ground for solidarity. And God is raising up a mighty race who will reach out to the north and reach out to the south and reach out to the east